See him a beast when he hear that sound like yeah, beat on the beat when he hear that sound like woo. Yeah, bitch and the champ only need one round like ha. Yeah, me, I'm a G bring heat in the
So,
like.
Ethan, I actually think this is your Scrap News debut. I believe the first time we did an interview was for myself, but now we're with the Scrap News. So welcome aboard, and everybody, more importantly, let's welcome on Ethan Melisano. 2-0 as a pro now after his big win. Ethan, my man, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are y'all? I really appreciate you having me on again, man. Thank you.
Of course, dude. A rising star in the sport of MMA. You got the huge dub last weekend at All In Combat. That's Brendan Allen's MMA promotion. You got the round one submission over Langston Skies. You said, what, 43 seconds?
It was 43 seconds, yeah.
And your first win at CFFC was, you just said, 47-second knockout. So you don't like to dance very long, man.
Yep, get in, get it over with for sure. We don't get paid by the hour.
That's a very valid point. So from what you can remember through the adrenaline rush, the adrenaline dump, that really quick 40-second win, walk me through it.
I felt really good, really comfortable, honestly. Not a huge adrenaline rush, but I felt pretty good going into this. I've trained a ton of wrestling, lots of takedowns. Honestly, for my first fight, the game plan was to keep it on the feet, keep it relaxed, but I eventually looked to score a takedown, get a sub. I ended up getting the spinning back kick beforehand. So I've done 2 camps back to back where I'm just wrestling, pushing the pace, looking to grind. So that was the same thing coming into this fight. I knew that I felt good everywhere. I felt like I had the advantage in the striking department, wrestling department, and on the ground. Obviously, there's a little bit more of a risk on the feet. I felt like I could shoot whenever I wanted to, and I could finish the takedown whenever I wanted to. So I pretty much shot right out the gate. Pushed into the cage, was able to lock my hands fairly easy, went ankle pick, went to pull my hand up, lock my hands, finished the double leg, and then I passed. Felt like I had a pretty good bite on it. I was in half guard with the arm triangle, but I felt like I had a pretty good bite on the submission. So I went ahead and went for the kill and got the sub with an arm triangle from half guard top.
Oh, hey, man, congratulations, and 90 seconds of octagon time, your professional career. Is that something you anticipated? Like, is that your style to go in there and get the finish, or is it just your skill paying off?
Honestly, a lot of my wins, especially early on in my amateur career, was just like that. I think I have 11 wins total, amateur and professional. I've got 9 finishes. 8 of those were in the first round. So, it's not too foreign. A lot of my fights early on went like that. And then I took over as the striking coach at the gym that I'm at. So had a little bit of the ego as like the striking coach, got to go in there and strike a little bit. And then as an amateur, you're looking to go in there and get some experience everywhere. So my days of going in there and looking for experience are over with. I'm going in there looking for the win every rep. And I'm going to do it the easiest route that I can take.
So something I've noticed just being a fan of MMA is typically when guys go in there and they're known for their quick finishes, they're either heavyweights or they're smaller guys who go in reckless and it pays off for them. You, 2 fights into your pro career, do not follow either of those suits. You get your wins by doing 2 things I noticed. 1, precision and technicality. Extremely technical in what you do. And 2, you capitalize on super small mistakes. So I think both of those skill sets that you have, it's just, man, as you mature and grow as a fighter, I truly don't know when you're going to see a second or third round, man. I think your style completely goes for that finish, and it's very exciting to watch as a fan.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Like I said, I coach 6 days a week, so I'm constantly, hours and hours coaching and teaching technique. And honestly, like when I have a fight coming up, whatever my game plan is, I'll teach that. So, punch and shoot stuff, we've been doing that for the last couple of months, just teaching that, keeping myself familiar with it, But I think getting the ability to coach really has helped me in the technical aspects of things. There's really not a range. I don't feel uncomfortable anywhere the fight takes place.
And remind me, where's your gym again? Remind those watching, because this is your first time on the Scrap.
It's Spartan Fitness MMA, SPG, Alabama. So,
and
I've been there for about a decade now.
And there's some pretty big names at that gym along with yours. You care to share?
We got Eryk Anders. He's actually my manager. but he trains out of there, and Walt Harris trains out of there as well. He's in the fights in Vegas this weekend. He's out with John Jones. He helped him with his camp.
Yep. Yeah, and I know that you and Eryk are pretty close. I didn't know he was your manager though. That's awesome.
He is. He's my manager.
So I guess that kind of leads me to my next question. I was going to ask, how did All In Combat come about? Is that through Eryk knowing Brendan?
It is. I actually had their matchmaker Hollis Sylvester. We go way back. He's came up to train with us before, and then just fighting. Had a lot of fights in like Biloxi and Mississippi area, Louisiana. So just knowing him through the fight game, one of my old training partners is good friends with him. So he reached out to me about fighting for them, and I had them reach out to Eryk.
And how was the promotion? Like, was it, aside from
Man,
the fight, was it a great night?
Yeah, it was great. I love the cage. It was cool getting to break in a brand new cage, first time ever being fought in.
Yeah.
So that was cool, and everything ran extremely smooth. You know, got there. As soon as we got there, we were able to weigh in. And, you know, everything ran extremely smooth, no complaints. They paid me really well. So, you know, I'll definitely be back.
Yes, sir. And then the same night, dude, Brendan Allen got that huge upset win over Andre Muniz. Do you have any like prior experience? Have you ever met Brendan or anything?
I have. I've actually had two of my training partners that have competed against him. Matt Elkins fought him on the amateur level, and then him and Eryk fought for the LFA belt. And I was actually there for that one. I was in Houston, so made the trip for that one. And they had a 25-minute war. It's fun to watch for sure.
I didn't watch that one live, but I've watched it since. A hell of a fight.
Oh yeah, definitely. So just to know him through the fight game for sure. I've known him really since he was 19, I guess, was when he fought my first training partner.
And your last fight, you're with Cage Fury, which is kind of like the promotion that I'm very familiar with. I'm local to Philly and New Jersey, so really close with a lot of those guys. What happened there? Was that just a one fight deal? Why didn't you fight with them again?
So I wanted to fight for them, honestly. I just didn't get any dates as quick as I wanted to. I'm trying to stay busy. Like I said, I'm 30 years old now, so I've got to really make a push. I want to get fights as many and as often as I can. So I was trying to get a fight locked up. You know, it was a 3-month spread between my last fight and this one. So I want to keep at least that kind of spread going, maybe even sooner if I have fights like that. Yeah, it was just a one fight deal with them, but I definitely plan on making a return to the Cage Fury.
Well, they're going down to Tampa April 20th. I don't know if you knew that.
I've actually been reached out to about that, so we're gonna figure out what's going on with that.
So those cards are on the table though?
They are April 20th in Tampa.
Woo, would love that one, man. I'm like very far-fetched thinking about going down there just because I have a couple buddies on the card, but we'll see if I can swing that. But regardless, man, yeah, would love to see you back in Cage Fury.
Yeah, I've never fought in Florida before. I hate their like amateur setup. You have to wear shin pads. Like, yeah. So but I've always wanted to fight there. So as a professional, you know, the rules are universal. So I'm excited. I've got a lot of family in Florida.
That would be a good fight. And then, like, you know, if obviously you're not sold on this, but if Cage Fury did happen, are there any potential names on that roster or even just in general you'd like to fight?
Yeah, I have no idea. Just
anybody's game.
Yeah, whoever they throw me.
Love it, dude. And I mean, you know, 2-0, I guess that's kind of the mentality to have, right?
Yeah, for sure. If I'm not ready now, I'm never going to be ready. I've been doing this 12 years, so it's time to take on the world.
How old are you right now?
I'm 30.
Okay, yeah, you're prime age right there to just keep saying. Yeah. Rest of 2023, what does that look like if everything goes your way?
I would like to fight at least 3 more times. At least 3 more times. So that would put me at 5-0 next year. Get a win or 2, and then we're looking at possibly like Contender Series, something like that.
So Contender Series, I guess that's what, season 7 or 8, 2024. That's the goal, really?
Yeah. Do you know when they're filming that?
Well, Contender Series is the live one. The Ultimate Fighter is the one they filmed. So the Ultimate Fighter for next season, they'd film. I guess they're filming that now. So it'd be like February, March 2024.
Gotcha.
So 5-0, 6-0 by then. That would be cool.
Yeah, that's the game plan.
Do you have a preference for the Ultimate Fighter compared to the Contender Series?
Not really. My coach had talked about me doing the Ultimate Fighter at one point and making a push towards that, just because of the Cobra Kai stuff, so maybe do that, make myself a little more marketable in that department. But I don't have a preference either way. It would be cool to do Contender Series because I know that I could get signed right away and get it straight to the league.
The Ultimate Fighter, the downside is, you got to lock yourself into a house for 2 months and no contact, and it's pretty grueling from my understanding. But you get a lot of media attention, and like you said, Mr. Stuntman, Mr. Cobra Kai, some stardom behind you with that 6-0 record. So that could be awesome, man. Have you been doing Cobra Kai at all? Anything new in those regards?
I have not. They've been filming it not filming it. They just started writing this 6th season this past month.
Yeah.
So just kind of waiting to see how everything plays out. This will be the last season that they're doing. So
right.
Hopefully I get the call. If not, then we'll just keep it moving.
You done any other stunt work since or anything?
I have not. I've been so focused on just getting back to fighting, getting my body back where it needs to be. I don't have much time to play around, so that's been my main focus. With the stunts, it really doesn't take up a whole lot of my time. So even if I do have a fight lined up, I can swing over to Atlanta, work for a couple of days, come back.
Sure.
We got SPGs and stuff in Atlanta, so I can get training in wherever I'm at.
And I know, have you watched The Last of Us or anything?
Seen what?
The Last of Us.
I have not.
That's do you even know what that is?
I have not.
It's like the big HBO show. It's it's super popular. It's a big pop culture thing. But they were doing a lot of filming all throughout the country, and I know they hired a bunch of stuntmen. So I was wondering if you did that or anything. It's like a zombie show.
Oh, gotcha. I'm gonna have to check it out on HBO.
Yeah, it was like a video game series. I never played it, but it was like a PlayStation series, and then they made it into a TV show. And yeah, it's like the big show on TV right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. I know they did a lot of filming. I've got a lot of buddies that worked on The Walking Dead.
Okay.
They did most of that filming in Atlanta.
That dude, you ever seen I mean, if you have buddies, I'm sure you have, but I've seen videos of YouTube where they have extras auditioning to be a zombie. You seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
That shit's hilarious, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Ethan, my last question for you before we get you out of here. Not really about fighting, and you might not be able to answer that right now because I can tell you're you're laser focused, really mentality on fighting. But springtime, right around the corner, dude. What are you most looking forward to with this change of weather?
With the change of weather, it's already nice outside here.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's feeling good outside. So, I mean, nothing too crazy. I'm at the gym 6 days a week. And then, I love to swim and be outdoors and things like that. So looking forward to all that. I hate cold weather. It is not my thing. So, just happy to have some warm weather for sure. So anything outdoors, anything along those lines.
So tell me if you're the same way, because I also hate the cold, but if it snows, it makes it all better, in my opinion.
Yeah, we don't get too much of that. We pretty much just get straight cold weather.
You don't get any snow down there?
No, it's rare. We might get one good snow every 4 years or so.
Wow. Okay.
It didn't snow at all this past year.
We didn't get any snow this year. We usually get 1 or 2 snowstorms a year, but nothing this year.
Nothing this year.
No. Ethan, before we get out of here, man, tons of fans, more and more by each fight and each finish, family, friends, the whole nine. Anything you'd like to say to everybody? The mic is yours.
I would just like to thank everyone that helped me prepare. Like to help my girlfriend. She's getting ready to make her professional debut April 1st here in town. I just want to thank her for everything she does to help me make weight, all the late nights in the gym. I'd like to thank my coaches, Chris Connolly and Hadra Koheo, my jiu-jitsu coach. I'd like to thank all my teammates, my manager, Eryk, everybody that supported me throughout the years. It's been a long road. Had my first fight in 2012, still going strong. So, looking forward to seeing where it takes me in the next couple of years.
Love it, dude. Ethan, thank you so much for joining me, dude. I appreciate it. And congratulations again on that big win. I can't wait to hear what is next. I'm going to be really looking at that Tampa card CFFC, hoping to get on there. But regardless, whatever happens, I'll be watching. And ladies and gentlemen, go follow Ethan. Make sure you click the links below. Go check him out on media. Check out his knockouts. It'll only take you 90 seconds of your time. So Ethan, my man, thank you so much, and have a great week. Okay, kick ass.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks again for having me on.
Of course, dude.